The average Social Security check in December 2025 is $1,959 per month. The average rent in the United States is $1,700 per month. Do that math. You're left with $259 to cover food, healthcare, utilities, transportation, and everything else you need to survive. In America, retirement has become a math impossibility. You are one medical bill, one car repair, one unexpected expense away from poverty. But there are places where that exact same $1,959 check doesn't just help you survive, it makes you upper middle class. And contrary to what the news tells you, these places are safe. I'm going to show you 7 countries where you can retire on Social Security alone, live comfortably, and actually enjoy the retirement you worked your entire life to earn. Before we dive into each country, let me explain the 2 non-negotiable rules for this list. Rule number 1. Your monthly budget must be under $1,800 per month for a couple. That's slightly below the average Social Security check, which means you can actually live on it with a small buffer for emergencies. Rule number 2, safety. Every country on this list scores high on the Global Peace Index or ranks comparable to or better than the United States. The US ranks 132nd out of 163 countries on the 2024 Global Peace Index. That's not a typo. The United States is not particularly safe by global standards, yet Americans are constantly told everywhere else is dangerous. These 7 countries prove that's propaganda, not reality. Number 7, Portugal, the safety gold standard. Portugal ranks 7th globally on the 2025 Global Peace Index. That makes it one of the safest countries in the entire world. The United States ranks 132nd. Portugal is objectively safer than America by every measurable metric: lower homicide rates, lower violent crime, less political instability, and far less militarization. According to Gallup data, 83% of Portuguese residents reported feeling safe walking alone at night in their neighborhoods. Compare that to American cities where entire neighborhoods are no-go zones after dark. Portugal's overall crime fell 1.3% in 2024, and violent crime remains below the European Union average. Petty theft like pickpocketing exists in tourist-heavy areas like Lisbon and Porto, but it's isolated and non-violent. The homicide rate in Portugal sits at 0.7 per 100,000 people. The United States homicide rate is 6.3 per 100,000. You are 9 times more likely to be murdered in America than in Portugal. So when someone tells you Portugal isn't safe, show them these numbers. Now let's talk about the cost of living, because safety means nothing if you can't afford to live there. Rent in Portugal has risen, especially in Lisbon and Porto, but in the interior regions like Castelo Branco, Viseu, Covilhã, and Guarda, a couple can live comfortably on $1,700 per month total. A 1-bedroom apartment in these interior cities costs $500 to $700 monthly. Groceries for a couple run $300 to $400 monthly. Utilities including internet are $80 to $120. Healthcare is $50 to $100 monthly for comprehensive private insurance that covers everything with no deductibles and no co-pays. Portugal's climate is Mediterranean, which means mild winters and warm summers. You don't need expensive heating or air conditioning like you do in most of America. Your utility bills stay low year-round. The food is fresh, healthy, and inexpensive. Portugal's cuisine focuses on fish, vegetables, olive oil, and wine, all locally produced and affordable. Healthcare in Portugal ranks among the best in Europe. The country has a public healthcare system that's available to residents at low or no cost, plus private options that are shockingly affordable. A doctor visit costs $30 to $50 without insurance. Prescription medications are a fraction of US prices. You can get world-class medical care without the fear of medical bankruptcy that haunts American retirees. The culture is welcoming to foreigners. Portugal has over 10,700 American retirees currently receiving Social Security there, which means established expat communities, English-speaking services, and proven systems for American retirees. You're not pioneering, you're joining thousands who already made it work. The Portuguese D7 visa is specifically designed for retirees with passive income, and you can apply for permanent residence or even Portuguese citizenship. Portuguese citizenship means an EU passport, giving you the right to live anywhere in the European Union. The trade-off? You're giving up big city excitement if you live in the interior. Castelo Branco isn't Lisbon. Viseu isn't Porto. But what you gain is safety, affordability, beautiful landscapes, excellent weather, and a pace of life that actually feels like retirement instead of survival. You trade urban chaos for old world tranquility, and for most retirees, that's exactly what they want. Number 6, Costa Rica, the health haven. Costa Rica is famous for one thing above all else: longevity. The Nicoya Peninsula is one of only 5 blue zones in the world, areas where people routinely live past 100 in excellent health. Costa Ricans have a saying, pura vida, pure life. That philosophy permeates everything about the culture. Life should be simple, healthy, and happy. The healthcare system in Costa Rica is excellent. The country ranks higher than the United States in healthcare quality, according to the World Health Organization. Costa Rica offers universal healthcare through Caja, the national system. As a legal resident, you pay into Caja based on your income. For retirees with Social Security as their only income, the monthly cost is typically $50 to $100. In exchange, you get full coverage: doctor visits, specialists, hospitalizations, prescriptions, everything. The cost of living in Costa Rica allows a couple to live comfortably on $1,600 per month. Rent in expat-friendly areas like Atenas, Rica, or parts of the Central Valley run $600 to $800 for a nice 2-bedroom house or apartment. Groceries cost $300 to $400 monthly. Utilities are $100 to $150. Healthcare through Caja is $100. Transportation is minimal if you live in walkable areas or use public buses. The climate is tropical but varies by elevation. Coastal areas are hot and humid. The Central Valley, where most expats live, sits at higher elevation with temperatures in the 70s and 80s year-round. Costa Rica abolished its military in 1948. The country has no army. That's a conscious choice they made to invest in education and healthcare instead of weapons. As a result, Costa Rica has one of the highest literacy rates in Latin America, excellent public services, and a peaceful culture. Safety-wise, Costa Rica is not perfect. Petty crime exists, especially in touristy areas and San Jose, the capital. But violent crime against foreigners is rare. The homicide rate is higher than Portugal, but lower than many US cities. If you stick to expat-heavy areas like Atenas, Rica, Uvida, or the beach towns of Guanacaste, you'll find safe, welcoming communities with thousands of American retirees. The trade-off with Costa Rica is infrastructure. Roads in rural areas can be rough. Internet speeds vary. Power outages happen occasionally. It's not as polished as Europe. But what you gain is incredible natural beauty, a health-focused culture, affordable healthcare, and a lifestyle that prioritizes well-being over consumption. For retirees who value health and nature, Costa Rica is paradise. Number 5, Panama, the dollar economy. Panama uses the US dollar as its official currency. Let that sink in. There's no exchange rate risk, no conversion fees, no figuring out if the exchange rate is good or bad. Your Social Security check deposits in dollars and you spend dollars. The transition is seamless. The Pensionado visa in Panama is legendary among retirees because of the discounts. Once you have the visa, you get legally mandated discounts on almost everything. 50% off entertainment, including movies, concerts, and sports events. 30 to 50% off hotels and restaurants. Do the math. If you spend $400 monthly on dining out, entertainment, and medical care, you're saving $150 to $200 monthly just from the Pensionado discounts. That's $1,800 to $2,400 annually back in your pocket. The income requirement for the Pensionado visa is $1,000 monthly guaranteed lifetime income. Social Security qualifies perfectly. The application process is straightforward, and once approved, your visa is valid for 5 years and renewable indefinitely. Living costs in Panama vary dramatically by location. Panama City is expensive, think $1,200 plus monthly rent for a decent apartment, but outside the capital, costs drop significantly. David, Chitre, Boquete, Coronado, and Las Tablas all offer comfortable living for $1,500 to $1,800 monthly for a couple. Boquete is the most famous expat destination in Panama. It's in the highlands with spring-like weather year-round. Rent for a 2-bedroom house runs $700 to $1,000. Groceries cost $350 to $450 monthly. David is Panama's third largest city, located near the Costa Rican border. It's less touristy than Boquete, but offers big city amenities at lower costs. Rent is $500 to $800 for a nice 2-bedroom. Coronado is a beach town about 90 minutes from Panama City. It's where wealthy Panamanians and expats go for weekend homes, which means excellent infrastructure, safety, and amenities. Rent is higher at $800 to $1,200 for a condo, but you're living at the beach with access to golf, restaurants, and a large expat community. Healthcare in Panama is first world quality. Johns Hopkins operates a hospital in Panama City. That should tell you everything about the standard of care. Doctors are trained in the US or Europe, speak English, and charge a fraction of US prices. Safety in Panama is good overall, especially in expat areas. Panama City has crime like any major city, so you use common sense. But places like Buquete, Coronado, and David are safe, quiet, and welcoming. Panama's infrastructure is excellent. The country invested heavily in roads, internet, electricity, and water systems. You get fast fiber internet even in small towns. The Pan American Highway connects the entire country. Panama City has a modern metro system. The country feels first world in ways that surprise many visitors. The trade-off? Panama doesn't have the romantic appeal of Europe or the exotic culture of Asia. It's practical, functional, and Americanized. But for retirees who want ease of transition, dollar currency, legal discounts, excellent healthcare, and proximity to the US, Panama is unbeatable. Number 4, Mexico, the plan B next door. Mexico is 2 to 4 hours by flight from most US cities. You can drive there, keep your US car with US plates, visit family easily, stay connected to America while cutting your living costs in half. That proximity is Mexico's biggest advantage. It's the easy option geographically and logistically, but safety is the elephant in the room. Every American has heard about cartel violence. It's real, it exists, and certain parts of Mexico are genuinely dangerous. But Mexico is a massive country with extreme regional variation. The cartel violence is concentrated in specific states near the US border and in drug trafficking corridors. Expat-heavy retirement destinations are safe, have been safe for decades, and remain safe. Mérida in the Yucatan Peninsula is consistently rated the safest city in Mexico and safer than many American cities. The homicide rate in Mérida is lower than in cities like St. Louis, Baltimore, or Detroit. Tens of thousands of American and Canadian expats live in Mérida full-time. The culture is Mayan, not narco. The economy is tourism, not drugs. Lake Chapala, about 40 minutes from Guadalajara, has the largest expat community in the world, over 20,000 Americans and Canadians. It's been a retirement destination for 70-plus years. If it were dangerous, that community wouldn't exist. Violent crime against foreigners is virtually non-existent in the Lake Chapala area. San Miguel de Allende is a UNESCO World Heritage colonial city in central Mexico. It's wealthy, cultured, and safe. The expat population is huge. Home prices are high because demand is strong. People don't invest millions of dollars in homes in dangerous places. Playa del Carmen on the Caribbean coast does have some cartel presence because it's a tourist hub and drugs move through tourist areas. But violence is targeted, not random. Tourists and expats are not targets. Use common sense, avoid drugs, don't get involved in illegal activity, and you're fine. Thousands of American retirees live in Playa full-time without issues. The point is this: Mexico has dangerous areas. So does the United States. Chicago's South Side is dangerous, West Baltimore is dangerous, parts of Detroit are dangerous. That doesn't mean all of America is dangerous. Same logic applies to Mexico. Stick to Mérida, Lake Chapala, San Miguel de Allende, Puerto Vallarta, or Guanajuato, and you're statistically safer than in many American cities. Living costs in Mexico are incredibly affordable. A couple can live very comfortably on $1,400 to $1,800 monthly. Rent in expat areas runs $600 to $1,000 for a 2-bedroom house or apartment. Groceries cost $300 to $400. Utilities are $80 to $150. Healthcare is $150 to $300 monthly for private insurance, or you can use the public AMSIS system for even less. Healthcare in Mexico is excellent, especially in cities with medical tourism infrastructure. Many Mexican doctors trained in the United States. Prescription drugs cost 70% less than US prices. You can walk into a pharmacy and buy most medications over the counter without prescriptions. Dental work is dramatically cheaper, which is why dental tourism is huge. The Mexican temporary resident visa requires approximately $2,200 to $3,000 monthly income, depending on which consulate processes your application. That's higher than Social Security alone, but if you have any additional income from pensions, investments, or rental property, you qualify easily. The visa is valid for 1 year, renewable for 3 more years, then you can convert to permanent residence. The culture is warm and welcoming. Mexicans value family, community, and respect for elders. As a retiree, you're treated well. Learn basic Spanish and you'll be treated even better. The trade-off: you're still close to the US, which means you're not fully escaping American culture and politics. Mexico is Americanized in many ways, but for people who want affordability, proximity to family, established expat communities, and the security of knowing you can drive home if needed, Mexico is the obvious choice. Number 3, Thailand, the purchasing power king. Thailand is where your dollar stretches further than almost anywhere on Earth. A couple can live comfortably on $1,200 per month in Thailand, not survive. Live well, eat out every meal, get massages, enjoy life. That's the reality of Thailand's purchasing power. A full-body Thai massage costs $8. A street food meal costs $2 to $3 and is delicious and safe. A sit-down restaurant meal costs $5 to $8 per person. A modern one-bedroom condo in Chiang Mai costs $400 to $600 monthly. In Bangkok, expect $600 to $1,000 for a nice condo in a good neighborhood. Beach areas like Hua Hin cost $600 to $900. Groceries are incredibly cheap if you shop at local markets. A couple can eat well on $200 to $300 monthly if you cook at home. But in Thailand, most people eat out because it's cheaper and easier. Transportation is cheap. A tuk-tuk ride costs $2 to $5. Motorbike taxis are $1 to $2. If you own a scooter, gas costs almost nothing. Healthcare in Thailand is world-class. Thailand is the medical tourism capital of Asia. Hospitals in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Phuket have English-speaking doctors, many trained in the US or Europe, with modern equipment and procedures that cost 50 to 80% less than America. The Thai retirement visa, officially called the non-immigrant OA visa, is available to people age 50 or older. You have 3 options to meet the financial requirement. Option A, 800,000 Thai baht in a Thai bank account, which is about 24,000 US dollars. Option B, monthly income of at least 65,000 baht, which is about $1,900 per month. Option C, a combination of bank deposit and annual income totaling 800,000 baht. Most American retirees use option B, the monthly income requirement, because Social Security qualifies. You provide proof of your monthly income, and as long as it meets 65,000 baht monthly, you're qualified. The visa allows you to stay for up to 1 year, renewable annually as many times as you want. Thai culture reveres elders. You'll get respect and preferential treatment everywhere as an older foreigner. The Thai concept of sanuk, which means fun and enjoyment, permeates daily life. Everything should be enjoyable, relaxed, and stress-free. That attitude makes Thailand incredibly pleasant for retirees. The expat communities in Thailand are massive. Chiang Mai has tens of thousands of Western retirees. Bangkok has hundreds of thousands of expats from around the world. Hua Hin and Phuket have large retiree populations. You can find community support and English-speaking services everywhere. The trade-offs? Distance from the US. Thailand is literally on the other side of the planet. Flights back to America take 20-plus hours and cost $1,000 to $1,500 round trip. If you need to visit family frequently or handle affairs in the US, Thailand's distance is a problem. The humidity is intense, especially in the hot season. If you hate humidity, Thailand might not work. But millions of retirees love it anyway because the value is unbeatable. Number 2, Ecuador, the low-cost leader. Ecuador uses the US dollar as its official currency, same as Panama. No exchange rate risk. Your money works exactly the same as in America. That eliminates a huge source of stress and confusion that comes with currency conversion. The cost of living in Ecuador is among the lowest on this list. A couple can live comfortably on $1,300 per month total. Rent in Cuenca, Ecuador's third largest city and most popular expat destination, runs $400 to $600 for a nice 2-bedroom apartment. Groceries cost $250 to $350 monthly. Utilities are $50 to $80 because Cuenca's climate is perfect year-round and you don't need heating or air conditioning. Healthcare is $50 to $100 monthly for private insurance. Cuenca sits at 8,400 feet elevation in the Andes Mountains. The climate is eternal spring. Temperatures range from 50 degrees Fahrenheit at night to 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, every single day, all year. You never need heat or air conditioning. Your utility bills stay low forever. The weather is objectively perfect for human comfort. The Ecuadorian pensioner visa, called the Jubilado visa, requires $1,410 monthly guaranteed lifetime income. Social Security qualifies perfectly. Add $250 per month per dependent if you're bringing a spouse. The application process is straightforward, and once approved, the visa is valid for 2 years, then renewable. But here's what makes Ecuador special: the legally mandated retiree discounts. Once you have your pensioner visa and cedula, which is your Ecuadorian ID, you qualify for senior citizen benefits by law. 50% off domestic flights within Ecuador, 50% off entertainment including movies, concerts, and sports, 30 to 50% off hotels and restaurants, 25% off international airline tickets, 20% off medical consultations, 15% off hospital bills, even 25% off your electric bill. These aren't optional business promotions. These are legally required discounts that businesses must provide. For retirees on fixed incomes, those discounts save hundreds of dollars monthly and make Ecuador even more affordable. Cuenca has a large established expat community with over 10,000 Americans and Canadians living there full-time. English-speaking services are widely available. The city has beautiful colonial architecture, a UNESCO World Heritage Historic Center, excellent restaurants, cultural events, and a pace of life that feels genuinely relaxed. Safety in Ecuador varies by region. Guayaquil has higher crime. Parts of Quito have safety issues, but Cuenca is safe, quiet, and welcoming. Violent crime against foreigners is rare. The city feels secure, and expats walk around freely day and night. Number 1. Colombia, the comeback kid. Colombia has one of the fastest improving safety situations in Latin America. The country spent decades dealing with drug cartels and civil conflict, but those issues have dramatically decreased. Large parts of Colombia are now safe, modern, and affordable. This is not the Colombia of the 1990s. The key is location. Stick to the Coffee Triangle, the region including Manizales, Pereira, and Armenia, and you'll find safety comparable to many American cities. These areas are mountainous, developed, and far from any cartel activity. The local economy is coffee production, tourism, and agriculture, not drugs. Manizales is a university city with over 400,000 people. It sits at high elevation with perfect spring weather year-round. The homicide rate in Manizales is lower than in cities like New Orleans, Detroit, or St. Louis. Tens of thousands of students and professionals live normal lives. Violent crime against foreigners is rare. Pereira is slightly larger and warmer than Manizales. It's known for its friendly locals and high quality of life. The expat community is growing rapidly as more retirees discover how affordable and pleasant the city is. Safety is good, infrastructure is modern, and healthcare is excellent. The cost of living in Colombia's Coffee Triangle is incredibly low. A couple can live very comfortably on $1,100 to $1,300 monthly. Rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood runs $350 to $500. Groceries cost $200 to $300. Utilities are $60 to $100 because the climate doesn't require heating or cooling. Healthcare insurance costs $80 to $150 monthly for comprehensive private coverage. Healthcare in Colombia is excellent, especially in larger cities. Hospitals are modern, doctors are well-trained, and costs are 70 to 80% lower than the US. Medical tourism is growing rapidly in Colombia because the combination of quality and affordability is unbeatable. The Colombian retirement visa requires proof of approximately $800 to $1,000 monthly income from a pension or Social Security, though the exact amount varies. Your Social Security check qualifies easily. The visa process has become much more streamlined in recent years as Colombia actively recruits foreign retirees. Colombian culture is warm and welcoming. Colombians are known for their friendliness and hospitality. As a retiree, you'll be treated with respect, learn basic Spanish, and you'll be embraced by the community. The expat population is smaller than Mexico or Ecuador, but it's growing rapidly. The trade-off with Colombia is perception. Many Americans still think Colombia is dangerous because of outdated media portrayals. The reality is far different in the safe zones, but you'll face skepticism from family and friends back home. If you can handle that, Colombia offers incredible value and quality of life at the lowest cost on this list. The American dream of retirement isn't dead. It just moved. You can stay in America and struggle, paying $1,700 monthly rent on a $1,959 Social Security check with nothing left for food, healthcare, or life. Or you can move to one of these 7 countries and thrive on the exact same income. Portugal offers safety and European culture. Costa Rica offers health and longevity. Panama offers convenience and discounts. Mexico offers proximity and affordability. Thailand offers purchasing power and adventure. Ecuador offers low costs and perfect weather. Colombia offers the best value on earth. The math is simple. The choice is hard. But it's your retirement, your money, and your life. If you're wondering why the US economy is forcing you out like this, why your Social Security doesn't work in your own country, you need to watch this video next. Subscribe to Living Wise Global for honest economic analysis that helps you make better decisions. I'll see you in the next one.